Right, good afternoon guys. If you see any weird lighting on my face, it's because the TV is on. So if you can tell from the title, basically I wanted to share with you guys my inventory numbers of my makeup collection, because my last video I uploaded on this channel was my Project Pan video, and I feel like it would make sense to give you guys some background or like a understanding of the inventory numbers I own of these products in my collection. Now this does not include skincare or hair care, literally just makeup products. Back in 2014 I created a spreadsheet which holds every single makeup product I own in order of age, and it tells me the date I bought it, the date I first started using it, and the date I finished it. And honestly, I've never finished a highlighter, I've never finished a eyeshadow, and I've never finished a nail polish. So I'm actually going to go through this list of products. Basically, my goal is I want to sort of declutter my collection. I kind of want to make my collection smaller and much more user friendly. I own a lot of products for one person. Personally, I find it a lot, and it takes me months to get through the collections. Like going around once just takes a while. So I feel like Project Pan helps me to, alongside using all my products, helps me to hone in on certain products and use them up. That's the reason why I want to do it, really, is to really sort of quicken the process up a little bit. I'm going to go through the numbers I own of each product, and then I'm going to tell you also the aim of numbers I would like to have in my collection. So here we go. Okay, so firstly on my list I've got 6 setting sprays. I barely even remember to use setting sprays. I feel like I only really put setting sprays on like if I remember to. I don't really see any difference. I don't really know what the point is of them. Like, I don't see any difference to not wearing or not using setting spray to when I am wearing setting spray. So I kind of just want to get through all 6 of my setting sprays. I have 3 primers, and these are like face primers. That's actually a good number. I like to have about 3 primers in my collection. I tend to have 1 at a time going on, and then I like to have 1 or 2 spare just in case. I also own 3 eye primers. I probably could only make do with having 1 of these. It takes me months to get through eye primers, but I like to have, again, the security of having 2 or 3 in my collection. Next up, I have got 17 foundations, which I think is ridiculous. I think the perfect number would probably be to have around 5 foundations. Now, in my Project Pan, I'm going through 3 foundations currently. 2 of them are very near the end, one of them was halfway through. But not only that, outside of my Project Pan, I have probably got 2 more foundations which are close to the end as well. So I think this is going to obviously be smaller by the end of the year, which I'm looking forward to a lot, because I think how much I've got is ridiculous. And after many a year, I kind of want to have like a couple of cheap ones and a couple of expensive ones. Obviously, I have got some favourites, like my Rimmel foundations are my favourite cheap versions. Bobbi Brown, MAC and Bare Minerals are my favourite expensive brands. Love to have just 5 in my collection. I don't think I need to have 17, that's for sure. I've got 10 powders. That includes powder foundations as well as just setting powders. They both do exactly the same thing to me, so they are in one. Yeah, I think I'd like to have about 5 of them here too. I think I've got 3 of them in my project pan, and I think outside of project pan, in my collection, I'm nearing the end of 2 or 3 more. So this is also going to be much smaller, hopefully by the end of the year. Looking forward to that. Another product which I think I've got a lot of, which I shouldn't have, is concealers. I've got 12 concealers in my collection and I have no idea why. I barely use concealers because I'm so fair. Concealers either look too yellow or too dark for me. I've never found a fair enough concealer, and also it doesn't really make any difference to me. Like, I don't really ever have like dark circles. Whenever I put foundation on, it sort of hides dark circles anyway. It just doesn't work for me. So I think I'd love to obviously make this a lot smaller and go down to 3, or not even that, maybe just 1. I just wear it that little that I don't think I should be having any of them in my collection at all, to be honest with you. There's also eyeliners. I've got 15 eyeliners in my collection. Again, I have not worn an eyeliner in about 5 years or so, and I don't know if I will anytime soon. So I'm not really too sure what to do with them. Inside this collection, there are liquid eyeliners, there are pen eyeliners, there are gel eyeliners, and there are the pencil eyeliners. And I just don't know what to do with them. If you guys have any idea of how I can get rid of them without getting rid of them, let me know. I've got 64 lip products. This includes liquid lipsticks, lip glosses, and like the standard lipsticks. Bullet lipsticks, is that what they're called? I'm not too sure. This does not include lip balms, which I have plenty of. I don't know how many I've got of them. They are dotted around my flat. I would love to narrow down my lip products. I would especially love to get rid of all of my lip glosses and get rid of all my liquid lipsticks that I don't like, because there are a fair few which I would love to get rid of my collection, but I don't like just throwing them out, so I'm gonna stay with it until they've run out. So I've split my eyeshadows into 2 categories. So we've got 32 eye palettes, which I think is a lot. I think I would love to minimise this down to 10, but I think it's going to take me a long time, which is why one of the reasons why I wanted to start Project Pan was to actually make dents into eyeshadow. Saying that, an eyeshadow palette which is outside the Project Pan, this morning when I put makeup on, it hit pan. So I'm kind of excited about that. So I've now got 3 eyeshadow palettes in my collection which have hit pan in it, which is exciting. Only one of them is the one that's in my Project Pan. But yeah, so I would love to do that. I have to force myself not to. Every single time I buy makeup, my first thing I do is go to the eyeshadow palettes and click buy. So I need to stop doing that. So alongside that, with my eyeshadow palettes, I've got 27 single eyeshadow palettes. 27 single eyeshadows. A lot of them I love, to be honest with you. There's a few of them which are super old, which I think could probably be tossed out, but we shall see how I feel about that later on in the year. Yeah, I'm still not too sure the point of having single eyeshadows because I've got all the palettes. So ideally I would love to just get rid of all of them, because I don't really buy single eyeshadow palettes. Why do I keep calling them eyeshadow palettes? Just single eyeshadows. Then we have got 20 bronzers. I think that is a ridiculous amount too. This is not, I did not include, quick money. There's a lot of them I love and a few of them I hate. So I think ideally I would love to narrow this down half to half and have 10 bronzers in my collection, which I know is still a lot. But yeah, there's a few of them which I would love to remove from my collection already, to be honest with you. We've got 24 blushes, and I find that blushes and bronzers are probably the two in my collection which seem to take the longest to get rid of. But I would ideally, again, I would like to go down to 5 blushes. Because, you know, it takes you a long time to get through a blush because you just do that on your cheeks. Though, I'm not going to lie to you, recently, just to try and help, I have begun to include my blushes and my bronzers as eyeshadows. So, I'm trying to help that. So, I didn't actually count how many of these I've got, but I think I've got about 10 or so highlights in my collection. I do not wear highlight ever, but I've got about 10 of them that I bought probably many years ago, which I would love to get rid of. And then finally, the last thing I've got on here is my mascaras. I've only got 2 mascaras, which is fine. Actually, no, I've got 3. 2 of them unopened, 1 of them I'm using, which is okay. I think that's a good number. I like having 2 backups just in case. Also, one thing that I haven't put on here actually is my brow products. I've got 3 brow products in my collection. 1 very nearly finished, another one which I'm halfway through using, and the 3rd one is unopened. I think 3 is fine. I like to have that. I've got my brow kit, my Barry M brow kit, which I've used for donkey's years, which is nearing its end of its life. And then I've got a gel brow thing from Benefit. So then the other one, which is unopened, is another powder one, which I think's from Anastasia Beverly Hills, I believe, which I'm going to be trying when I finish the Barry M one. So I think having 3 is fine because I've only got 3 because one of them is a backup for when I finish the brow kit. The only products I sort of have to end up buying regularly, I feel like, is primers and mascaras because I seem to get through them quite fast. My spreadsheet actually tells me my first products I ever bought were when I was 13, which was in 2004. So they're very, very old. And yeah. So yeah, there we go. There is an in-depth data analysis. Is that the right word? I don't think that's the right word, but there is some info in my inventory of my makeup collection. As it stands, I wanted to do it now whilst I haven't finished any of my Project Pan products yet, because I want to, at the end of the year 1, so a year from now, after I've done my Project Pan for a year, I want to do this again in the same order, and I want to see how much different the numbers are and see how the Project Pan helped out. I'm very committed to not buying any new products for 2021 and the beginning of 2022, I guess. I haven't really set a goal for what I will do or what I need to do or what benchmark I need to reach to buy new makeup, because obviously I do love makeup. I feel like my eyeshadow palettes could last me a lifetime, considering some of these eyeshadow palettes have been in my life for like 17, 18, 17 years. 17 years. 2004 was 17 years ago. Wasn't it? Yeah, 17 years ago. That's mad. I'm looking forward to 2022 and the end of March for A, to see how my project plan has done after a year, and also B, to see how well I've got rid of products. I feel like there's going to be a lot of products that I'm going to get rid of, not even just inside Project Pan, but outside of Project Pan, because I do know I've got a lot of foundations, powders, and I think I've got a couple of like sample bronzers which are close to the end as well. So yeah, we shall see how it goes. With that being said, I've been talking for 25 minutes. I am going to go make myself a cup of tea. Yeah, I'm gonna go and finish my pretzels. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Bye.